Diablo 3 Eternal Collection on the PS4. This is video number 2, but the first video is basically an ashcan video. So I'm finally starting the new campaign because it's the only thing I can do at this point in the game, frankly. This is the highest difficulty level I'm allowed to choose, Expert, which is fine, you know. It won't let me go any higher. I kind of want to go higher because I want more experience so I can get more loot, but hey. Let's see. Obviously, I'm not very good at attacking at this point in the game, so I'm not going to overdo it. Okay, that green bar says how much experience I need to level up. Now, what do I have already? I got this crossbow. That's it. Oh, and I have a ring. The signet ring of the Blizzard. No Hong Kong jokes, but I think what we have here is that it's more damage, more vitality, more life gained per hit. So I get health regen every time I make contact. 10% chance to freeze on hits. Level requirement reduced by 9. So I guess weapons that I earn in combat will require me to be 9 levels lower in order to, in other words, I can equip them 9 levels lower than their stated requirement. So if I find a ring that requires me to be level 10, apparently I can equip it at level 1. I like that. That's the kind of thing I wish more games like this would do to kind of ease the floor, kind of ease the pacing early on, so you get higher level weapons early in the game. I love that kind of thing. That's the kind of smart, ease of use thing I wish more games like this would do. Frankly, I just wish I could just do the adventure mode more quickly. But I can't unlock the adventure mode till I beat the campaign. So obviously you won't be able to see the challenge mode here. All the fun features in this game are gated by a grind, which in this case means grinding through the campaign, which is not great. Let me show you the skills I got. These are important. These skills will pay the bills. I have a regular arrow mapped to the X button, which generates hatred. Fills up my orange meter. When I fill up my orange meter, I have an R2 skill, which is this Impale, which does 750% weapon damage, which means that my regular weapon damage is Hungry Arrow, okay. So it does 20% more than base damage, 120%. And 35% chance to pierce through them. But I also think it also ricochets off of the enemy you shoot and ricochets into another enemy. Or it ricochets back into the same enemy. Which is kind of weird. It's like a bullet that... It's like a magic bullet. Like in the JFK assassination. It goes through a demon's body, makes a dramatic U-turn, then comes back and impales you again. Or more likely, it's going to ricochet through him. It's going to ricochet through this demon into another demon. And that JFK joke was not even a joke. That JFK reference was very off-putting, so I apologize for that. But it's Halloween. We're allowed to act a fool, aren't we? Let's see. Magic bullet. Let's see. I got that ring. That's good enough. Where can I see my skills, by the way? Not my skills, my regular, like, base damage levels and things like that. Can't use paragons yet. Bestiary. So what's my base damage? 10? So I guess that's my, I don't know, maybe that's my base weapon damage, I don't know. But of course that big Impale skill mapped to R2 does 750% weapon damage. So that's pretty cool. Actually, what is my weapon damage? Let me check on that. 3. So yeah, that was the trick. So basically it does... So I roll 2 to 3 damage every time I hit an enemy with this arrow. And then it gives me a 20% boost on top of that. Depending on if I roll a 2 or a 3, it throws 20% on top of that. Which means it's basically a 2 or a 3. And if I press the R2 button, it does 7.5 times more damage. So it will hit for at least 2 times 7 is 14. 7.5. So it'll do at least 14 damage. 14 to 22 damage, apparently, at least. Depending on how weak the enemy is. Again, it's all numbers, kids. This game is math. It's just math. This is a game that talks in maths.
Leah, is it? Rumford said that you survived the Fallen Star's impact.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral.
Jennifer
I tried
Hale.
to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
Yeah, here we go. We're fighting! Look out, Jennifer Hale. There we go. So I'm holding down the X button. There's a bit of an auto-aim on this, which I dig. As you probably know, the console versions, you move with the left stick. You dodge roll with the right stick. And that's all you need to know. There's no click to attack nonsense in this game, which I love.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
Then I shall put an end to them and secure your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
Welcome to the Slaughtered Caffeine. Bring me whatever treasures you have no use for. I'll give you a bit of coin to save up for your casket.
Right. Yeah, you might remember the original Diablo on the PC was a game where you clicked on an enemy and your character automatically walked over to them and attacked them. I've never played the sequels. I played about 10-15 hours of Diablo 1 and found it kind of insufferably repetitive. The idea of just standing in a tunnel, just standing in a doorway and just clicking on an area right in front of an enemy and just waiting till they eventually fall over just drove me nuts. But this game is it's a top-down action game. It's an isometric action game. It's like Gauntlet. It's like Arcus Odyssey. In a way, it's kind of like a top-down brawler in terms of how they handle the fighting, the combat mechanics. So I dig it. I totally dig it. And I think that's the reason why I always preferred this game to the original. I mean, I haven't played Diablo 2. I need to get around to that maybe someday. I don't know. But Diablo is one of those games that I played the demo of back in the late 90s on a Pentium 1. It was like a Pentium 100 megahertz, something like that. Maybe had 60... It probably had like 8 megs of RAM. I don't remember anymore. But I mean, I bought that game for some reason. I think because I read a bunch of 5-star reviews. I don't know. I should never do that again. But I have what's that game? StarCraft on my laptop. I can actually I own the disc. I actually still have the disc of StarCraft. It's probably not even that good. We'll see how it goes.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral.
Tristram.
This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety, but I believe information vital to defeating the last lords of the burning hells can be found here.
I didn't get any loot, did I? No, apparently not. Alright. So the arrow on the mini-map here is telling me to go to the... I thought left on the controller was supposed to do something else. The arrow on the mini-map is telling me to go this way. Go east. Controller. Character menu left. Assign skills right. Okay, fine. Map is down. So that's where I need to go. The other way's blocked, so whatever. Let's see. Can't believe I made that JFK reference. It's Halloween, like I said. It's all about dark humor on Halloween, isn't it? But I told you I wasn't trying to be funny. Trust me, I never try to be funny. I'm not very good at it. Up. But I'm having fun, which is what counts. Don't have to put on the big old clown shoes to play this game. Hi,
What
Rumford.
can I do to help fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were
I'm sure it's a
slaughtered
great
by
name
those
for
things.
a Blizzard
Only
brand
I
alcohol.
Don't worry, I will avenge their death.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors. They're attacking the barricades!
Oh, it's on. I have to stop my DVR. Bear with me. Like I said, combat's gonna be kind of slow early on, but eventually we'll be able to. Is that guy shooting through the? He's shooting in front of the door. I thought he was shooting through the wall.
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
Got a better bow, huh? Press up to quick equip the items you've picked up. It's stronger in every way. See the little green arrows up there? Press up and down to scroll through the last few items you picked up. Let's see. I had to get out of the way of the corpse, but I pressed the left on the trackpad, and I have a much better weapon now. Rolls 2 through 9. Okay. Compare. It attacks more often per second. So instead of doing, so I guess it does 2 attacks every 3 seconds, as opposed to the Initiate's crossbow, which does 2 attacks every 3 seconds. 2 attacks every 4 seconds, I guess. So I'm starting to see how this works. Again, that's where all the decimal values start to matter. That's where all the DPS stuff starts to matter. Because the weapons are, faster weapons might be better, because you might be able to do more damage per second. Okay, so I got my autosave going on. Doesn't seem that much faster, frankly. Okay, did that curve? I think that arrow just curved. But you do a lot of this early on in Diablo. You just kind of hang back and just kind of do this, especially on the hard difficulty mode, because the enemies are a bit more bullet spongy, so they take more damage. So you kind of need the ability to walk away, or run away in this case. And sometimes you have to do that. Whoops. Second. Yeah, about that.
I've become stronger.
I am become God. Demon hunting God. Did I get anything in my skills? Yep, the stars on the top of the screen. There was a star right there next to skills, so I guess I earned something new. What? I don't know. Entangling shot. Okay, so here's the problem. I can only equip 2 skills right now. When I reach level 4, I'll be able to equip 3 skills. So again, the number of attacks you can wield at once is based on your experience level. Okay, fine. Lots of fake play action runs going on for the Niners. Been doing their homework. So they're not doing play action passes, they're doing play action runs. They figure everyone's watching Garoppolo. Let's see, imbue an arrow. That does 200 damage to the primary enemy and entangles up to 2 enemies, slowing their movement by 60% for 2 seconds. So it slows enemies down like Plants vs. Zombies. So it does twice as much. So instead of doing 180%, excuse me, this regular arrow I was using at first is 120%. This does 200% damage and it slows down enemies, which is great. So I think it's a linear upgrade, frankly. But eventually these skills will level up, so they will do more damage. And see all these green numbers you see here, I want to say these are the numbers that go up as the particular skill goes up. So I want to say at some point in the game, this Hungering Arrow is going to level up, and it will do more damage with a higher chance of piercing. Don't know how much. It might be like 140% with a 40% chance to pierce. I don't know. It's been a while since I played this game. But this looks like an objectively better skill at this point in the game. And when I reach level 4, then I'll be able to map all these skills. I'll be able to map all 3 of these skills that I have onto all these buttons. I got X, R2, and square. So as soon as I level up to level 4, I'll be able to equip all these skills at once and kind of wield them all at once, and we'll see what happens. Game looks really sharp. 1080p, 60 FPS it looks like. Though I want to say the 360 version was like, what was it? I think it was like 720p, and it occasionally dipped into the 50s. There were some streaming problems, like at various points in the game it would hitch up. See, you saw that chain between the two? That means you're slowing down 2 enemies when you do that. So the enemies are slow, but if there's another enemy next to it, they'll both be slower. So if you aim this in the direction of 2 enemies that are close to each other, or if you're just in a crowd, just aim it in a crowd, they'll tangle up a couple of different enemies for a couple of seconds. You're slowing them down by 60%, so for all intents and purposes, it means you're able to do more damage before they get close to you. Whoops. Gotta start doing that. Ow. I guess you have to run away occasionally. But I do have that ring that gives me health regen, remember? Let's see, it's that, Paragon. Inventory. Yeah, that ring gives me health. 8 life per hit. That means I get some health every time I make contact with an enemy. So that's how the game handles regenerating health. It ties it to weapons, or in this case, just equipment that you have that gives you a buff like that. But it means that weapons are more useful more quickly because it means you're gaining some health back. And maybe you're willing to make some trade-offs. Later on in the game, you get stronger weapons that heal you. You get stronger weapons that won't heal you. And you might want to use those. Or maybe you want a marginally weaker weapon. Whoops. Don't know what that was about. Or maybe you get a marginally weaker weapon. That was a healing item. It's an instant heal. You don't get to hoard those, I want to say. I equipped reptilian cloth pants because I'm naked. Now I got these styling goth pants. Skinny jeans. And I generate life every second. So I got permanent health regen. So again, the game gives you options for trade-offs. Like I said, do you want a stronger weapon that doesn't regenerate your health? Or do you want a slightly weaker weapon or a significantly weaker weapon that does give you a chance to heal yourself? Because you can always switch back. They got physics on these items here. I mean, again, this game isn't particularly dazzling in terms of visuals. I mean, like I said, 60 frames per second is great. I mean, for a game like this, it's an action RPG. They kind of want, that stuff to matter. But it's a top-down action game. It's really tight. Like I said, 60 frames a second. But obviously, it's not very demanding. It's like Overwatch. They dial back on the visual. They dial back on the polygon budget so that you get much better performance on a wider range of hardware. Kind of like Fortnite, I guess. I mean, that game runs on a iPhone. So they made an engine that's unlike Players Unknown Battlegrounds. They actually made a game that's not very demanding. I mean, it's somewhat demanding. I mean, the argument was that it runs on a toaster. I'm not sure you can play Fortnite on a $200 laptop. But this game, you probably can. I don't know. I can't. Maybe there's a demo I can download. I'll find out. Because I would love to know if I can play this on a laptop. Well, it's probably still a $20 game, which is unfortunate. This game's on the Switch, which is the other thing. You're getting 60 FPS on a Switch. Actually, you should, because you're getting close to a locked 60 frames per second on the 360 and the PS3, right? And the Switch is objectively a more powerful console, well, except for the CPU is kind of jank. The CPU is like really, really, really slow. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I'm going the wrong way. Sorry. There's no way for me to go faster, in case you're wondering. There's no fast forward button. Can I go in here? Completely cosmetic. Like I said, this game has a low polygon budget, but it looks good. It's clean. Again, it's not dazzling. It doesn't have to look dazzling. It just has to look good. It just has to run well. Oh, here we go.
While exploring a cave,
more experience.
with hope of finding hidden treasure, I came upon a most
Michael Jackson
grisly
video just
sight.
broke out.
A heap of dead bodies. Unbelievably, as I was searching them for any items of value, they began to rise. I must tell them of this in New Tristram before it's too late.
Yeah. The story isn't exactly memorable in this game. The story is walk out into this mob and shoot everything. Get loot. Whoops. These guys are kind of fast. You might want to slow them down ASAP. Almost to level 4. This mob should do it. I don't even need my R2 skill. I equipped a cloth tunic. Because I'm still naked. So I walked in there with basically hot pants and a bustier. and a cape. And now I'm wearing a slightly stronger bustier and hot pants. So I was wearing boots, so I guess the hot pants couldn't last, huh? Let's see. Yeah, I got that star says I got a new tunic and it's already equipped. It's interior chest armor. If I de-equip it, just a second. L3 to unequip. Oh, so I was still wearing a bustier. It's just that now I got a somewhat thicker bustier. Okay. Fine. I mean, at least she's wearing more clothes than Athena did in that SNK arcade game I was playing earlier. But the whole bit of that game was like, in Ghouls and Ghosts, I mean, I guess that was the conceit, right? in Ghouls and Ghosts, you were walking around in a suit of armor, and then when you lost it, you were walking around in your underwear to imply how weak you were. Well, in Athena, you start out with just a two-piece bikini, but the argument was that you were leveling up so that you could eventually get more gear, which gave you more attack ability, which gave you, you know, it was a power-up system. It was supposed to be a visual representation of the power system. So yeah, you started out with a bikini, I understand that, but the idea was that eventually, it was, in a way, it was kind of like Ghouls and Ghosts, where it was like, yeah, you were walking around in a, like I said, you're just walking around in your underwear, but you didn't start the game in your underwear, because that would be unfair. Well, I guess if you wanted to, you could just take a hit right away. So if you wanted to challenge yourself, as if Super Ghouls and Ghosts needed a better challenge, you could just walk around in that underwear. Take a hit right off the bat, then walk around in your underwear and see if you can last the rest of the game. So I want to say there were bits in that game where if you, equipped, what was it? You needed to have golden armor equipped to win the game, which meant you had to go through the entire game without taking a hit, I want to say, so that didn't help. Got a star here on my skills, and there's the star right there. The square skill button has been unlocked. So, caltrops. Lay down the trap on the ground. That activates an enemy. Okay, I can't remap these buttons apparently, but once the triangle button is unlocked, then I'll be able to put this on a different button. Because I kind of want this on the triangle button, but anyway. Okay, once sprung, the caltrop slows movements within 12 yards by 60% for 6 seconds. So if you want to hit and run, you can. Hit and run, lay down a caltrop, run away, then start shooting them. So this game values speed debuffs, at least with this character. Which I guess makes sense. Because in a game like this where mobs are constantly getting ready to swarm you, the ability to control those mobs by slowing them down. Again, why is that scarecrow there? I don't know. But yeah, 60 FPS animation with some physics. These games always have a decent amount of polish. Like I said, despite their low polygon budget, games like Overwatch, Diablo 3, what's that other game? Maybe Hearthstone counts. They try to make their games look good on a wide variety of hardware with a low polygon budget. I've always appreciated that. Because I'm a big fan, like Nintendo does this, I'm a big fan of companies that can get a lot of horsepower, or at least I'm a fan of companies that can get very good performance with good art that isn't very demanding to render. Because anyone can do if you give, anyone can do Crysis. Well, most people can do Crysis if you throw enough horsepower at an engine. Just Cause 2, was it Just Cause 2, Witcher 3, Metro, 2033, whatever. These games are very demanding games. Arkham Knight is a very demanding game. They got, like, detail out the wazoo, up the wazoo, and out the wazoo. You can shoot that stump for reasons. Maybe it's to keep a combo going, because I think if you destroy a bunch of things... Yeah, that's right, there are certain items, there are certain states in this game where if you destroy a certain number of enemies constantly, the game gives you like a combo bonus or something. Buckler? That's already equipped. Yeah, it's already equipped. I don't have to equip a shield in this game, it's just another way to automatically block stuff. I already have the short bow, okay. Oh wait, is there something else going on here? Compare. Oh, I equipped the wrong bow. Don't know what happened there. Oh, I forgot to actually equip my bow. Oops. Well, now you know, I'm equipping the longbow now. So it is faster. Okay. That's another thing the game does is that... Yeah, the other thing the game does is that it does a very good job of showing different weapons. And it hitches the animation a little bit. It speeds up the animation a little bit to give you the impression that the weapons feel different. They shoot at a slightly faster rate. Like this weapon shoots faster than the crossbow. But of course, there'll be another crossbow I get later on in this game that's a lot faster. Much faster reload time. So again, I think these items I'm breaking, these destructible items, are to maintain they're just
What has
maintain
happened to
those
Tristram and
combos,
its
I believe.
king? I
Because if you
once
destroy
thought
like
Leoric a
5 or
great
6 or
man,
7
but it
enemies at a
seems I was
time within like 10
deceived.
seconds or
We
something, I think you
all
get some kind of
were.
bonus.
He sends our meager
Like I think
army
you get
against
faster
Westmarch
too,
on
something
the
like
morrow.
that.
What will become of us?
I was trying to get another fast travel point, but I have to go through this entire area to unlock the next fast travel point, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll eventually get one. But there was a dungeon I didn't go into, and I probably should have. There might be some good loot down there. We'll see how it goes.
My training has paid off.
Level 5. Trains for gains. Okay, he's down. Okay, I got an R2 skill. A secondary skill. This costs 20. Oh, rapid fire. Awesome. These I love. 750% weapon damage. This does 685% weapon damage, so it's a weaker skill, but it's a machine gun. I want to show you this. This is when the game really started working for me. Because in Reaper of Souls, I was able to get this skill pretty quickly, and it was just mad fun, just laying down on the R2 button to do this. A mini turret. I mean, come on, that is awesome. You can't tell me that's not awesome. Gloves equipped. We have to press. So I press left on the trackpad for the inventory. I press right on the trackpad for skills. Oops. I think I accidentally equipped something. Yeah, I think I accidentally used the trackpad to equip something. Gloves. Yeah, they're just... So no buffs for those gloves. Let's see. So this weapon is faster than the one I was carrying. That's great. Well, this just tells me what's equipped in my offhand. Oh, I can equip something else in my offhand. Okay, what do I want to put there? I have a short bow equipped in my offhand. Oh, it's a 2-button. Okay. I can't dual wield yet. Can I? I need a one-handed crossbow. Okay, so I have a one-handed crossbow. Oh, so I can equip a crossbow and a shield, which gives me some blocking ability, but I won't need that yet. So I have a two-handed weapon, which is faster and stronger. But if I get a faster crossbow, then I'll be able to have a crossbow in my one hand and a shield, or maybe another crossbow in another hand. So I can dual wield eventually, but for now I'm going to stick with a one-handed weapon because I don't really need a shield yet. Maybe later I will. But again, stuff like this I like. It takes about half an hour to really get going, but it's really cool when it gets going. Here are the enemies. You're in the dank cellar. Whoops. Oh, the caltrop. Yeah, press the square button. Yeah, leave the caltrop in the doorway. It slows everyone down. Great. Ah, yeah. This is what it's all about, son. See, check out my red meter on the left-hand side of the screen there. I still have plenty of hatred, so that's great. See that? Look at that. That's awesome. See, this game's alright. Freaking minigun. Dig it. Guess the caltrops to slow him down a bit. Because he's a bit spongy, but the caltrop means you get a bit more time to do this. I don't really need a minigun on him. So, caltrops for days. And of course, I can just use this to chain a couple of enemies at the same time. So you hit one enemy, which chains up to 2 of his neighbors. So you hit him with this arrow, and he entangles 2 of his neighbors. So that's great, as long as they're nearby. I think the range on that attack can be improved by leveling it up. Entangles up to 2 enemies. Okay, so it doesn't say how long. It doesn't say what the range of entanglement is. I think it might just be. Yes, I mean the game doesn't tell you how long the entanglement is. How do I scroll? I'm pulling down the right stick to to rotate my character, which is completely worthless. I don't know why the game lets you do that. Inventory. I didn't get anything new apparently. I like to roll around the clock here to see if I got anything that I missed. Seems okay to me. This is the legendary weapon I have, this legendary rank. So I'm glad they gave it to you right off the bat. So again, these barrels are here. These destructible items are here, so if you break them, you can maintain a combo. Because I think you get faster if you kill a bunch of enemies in a short amount of time. So you get a bit faster. I think you might be a little bit stronger. And it goes away once you stop your kill streak, something like that. I forget how it works. Maybe it's a mechanic some people like to use, but I don't know if I guess speedrunners might exploit it. I don't know. Another checkpoint. So let me go. Yeah, I missed that other door, so I'll go down to that other door. Huh. Did it not give me credit for going through that dungeon? Well, it's just another excuse. It's just a side quest here, I guess. Another excuse to level up. So I went down here to find nothing, apparently. Yeah, there's nothing here. Dank meme seller. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's nothing here. Other than a bunch of enemies to kill for loot. So what's green? Is green my health? Okay. Because my experience level is down on the bottom where it says 5 in yellow. Next to the red and the blue on the right-hand side, there's a yellow bar that says 5. That's my experience bar. So I know how much experience I need to level up. Which I wish it would say down here. Press square for character details. Okay, that's what I need. Strength, primary attribute for Barbarians and Crusaders. Scroll with L2 and L2. Okay. Increases armor by 12 for all classes. Armor reduces all damage measures received by the same level as you by 16%. That's a very, very, very precise number there. And the skins fail at 4th and 1 with Adrian Peterson. Sorry, old man. You might have lost a bit of a step. He's okay, but he's getting kind of up there. He's no Gerald Riggins. All damage increased by 22%. Dexterity bonus, am I right? Critical hit damage. Block amount. Max life. You about that life. Amount of life recovered each second. That's cool. Amount of life, yeah. You recover 8 life for every enemy you hit. That's fantastic. So it's a permanent regen going on. Max hatred. Movement speed. Gold fine. Increases gold fine. Yeah, because I have that, I'm on hard difficulty. Or expert difficulty. Experience. I need 6,600 experience to reach the next level. That's pretty deep in this menu to find out how to figure out how much experience you need to level up. Because I don't even know how much experience I get per enemy that I kill. Of course, this is good because eventually you end up getting weapons and buffs that increase the amount of experience you gain per kill. Not till later. I want to say you don't get that till you get to Act 3 or 4, I guess. It takes a while to start getting the really good stuff like that. But getting more experience per hit is great. Or getting more experience per kill is great. Forgot to go in here. Cave under the well. We're going to send our love down the well. Whoops. Wrong button. Okay, we'll be fine down here. No one's sneaking up behind me, huh? Might be a really... I don't remember this well being in the first game. Or in Reaper of Souls. Because I used to go down each and every one of these things on a regular basis. But you know how it works in these Diablo games. You know, you got sliding tile sets, you know, randomized areas. I mean, randomized in the sense that they have the same assets, but okay, the range on that machine gun is pretty limited. Only if you need caltrops. I'll tell you what, let's go for... Whoops! Forgot about that. Doofus. Square, lay down the caltrops. R2. That will never stop being awesome. Might not even need the caltrops. There's a cooldown on that caltrops. So how long is it? Let me check. It's immediate. Oh, so that trap uses some of my blue bar on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and the R2 button uses some of my red. So I use this to build hatred for the R2 button, and the caltrops I just regenerate slowly anyway. So that's what's going on, I guess. This is just lying around, huh? not a meaningful amount of gold. Because I don't think I've ever bought anything ever in this game. But if you want to buy potions, you can. So there's that. Let's see where I'm going on this map. I think, yeah, we have to go to the right. So we'll go down and to the right, southeast, to explore the rest of this area. So now I know. The caltrops are for the blue energy meter, which regenerates slowly on its own. And the red is for this, which I build by using my regular primary attacks. The primary attack builds red meter, which I can use for my secondary attack. And the square button is just used for these traps for now. Reptilian Sash of Focus equipped. Let me turn my... What's that caltrop skill? So my defensive skills use blue, huh? It costs 6... Okay, so the blue meter is discipline. It costs 6 discipline. And the rapid fire uses hatred. It costs 20 to get it started, and it costs only 6 when you hold the button down. So, okay. So if you're shooting into a crowd, you can just hold down R2 button to mow them all down. So it's like, so you know how, miniguns and Vulcan cannons, they have a wind-up? So I guess the 20 hatred that I expend is the wind-up. Let's get out of here. So I've explored this cave. What about you? Would you drink from this well? I wouldn't. Well's been poisoned by dead bodies. And evil. But mostly dead bodies. Evil dead bodies, basically.
Old Tristram, Diablo's evil, still lingers here.
This guy's kind of strong. Slow him down. We'll funnel him through this We'll funnel him through the caltrop. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, we got a problem. We got some legendary enemies here. This could be interesting. He's a teleporter minion. I'm not taking that much damage, so that's good. So I guess that red meter, not the red meter inside the circle, but the long red meter that's horizontal. That's my health. Which I find interesting because it means that I haven't taken much damage since I started this game. Where are my caltrops? Yeah, get over here, dog. Slow down. It's not as slow as I wished. He's teleporting, that's what's going on. Yeah, this guy's gonna be a problem if he can teleport. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Not dead. I'm just cornered. I'm not dead, I'm just losing interest. Here we go. Whoops! Short bow of wounding. Because I get this guy off my case. Now he's frozen. Perfect. I'll take that. Picked up a magic item. Press left on the trackpad to open your inventory. Okay, so what'd I get? It's a short bow. So it's a slightly stronger weapon. Compare. It varies slightly stronger. Yeah, it rolls 2 to 10 instead of 2 to 9. So I'm equipping that. Too bad I can't dual wield these long bows. Actually, it's a short bow, not a long bow, but it's a two-handed weapon. So that's the problem. Yeah, it's a two-handed weapon, so I can't do that. Fine. Some of the stuff I can mark as junk eventually. Junk to be sold. Yeah, I'm doing the thing that everyone does in these loot games. Gotta sort through the loot. Good old-fashioned spreadsheet. It doesn't matter if a movie's 99% fresh if it just came out. I mean, 99% fresh just means that a few people saw it. I mean, the film's not even out till Thanksgiving. So, it's like, yeah, maybe they saw it at the Toronto Film Festival. I don't know. Quests. Well, this is just for this is just lore, isn't it? Well, whatever. More intelligence and more life per second. Reptilian cloth pants. You know, black pants. They're black pants, let's be honest. Okay, down. Guess we're going in that direction anyway. So we'll investigate over here to the... We'll go to the northwest and investigate some more. Another short bow I don't need. I probably have to sell that. Let me try something. Left on the trackpad. It's almost halftime. Yeah, it's a scoreless game at halftime. I'm kind of shocked. Okay, let's do a couple of things. Compare. Yeah, okay, so we'll just mark these as junk. R3. R3. I'm not going to mark this as junk because it's a one-handed weapon. I'm going to want to take a look at that. Fun fact, the Niners are like 21st in the league in passing, despite having Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback. They are in the bottom third of the league in terms of passing yards, which I find amazing. They're fourth in the league in running, which again, I was not expecting. Of course, you know, it's such a weird league. You have Kyle Shanahan as your coach. He's a pass-first kind of guy. You pass the ball to set up the run. When he was coaching the Skins here in D.C. He had Mr. Robert Griffin III, the Heisman winner. You know, we went to the playoffs with him because he did that whole pistol thing where we would pretend to hand off, where basically it was an option play. Yeah, it was a bunch of options. Whoops! Spat out some gunk at me. Okay, I don't want to stay inside that cesspool. I think witch doctors use a lot of cesspools, if I'm not mistaken.
Not enough discipline.
Okay, so I'm laying down a bunch of caltrops, but whatever. Whoops. That's kind of fast, actually. It must be the shoes. Gathering shoes. Down here on the star. Okay, gold health pickup increased by 2 yards. Why not? Some metrics in these games are just weird. It's like, why not just make the pickup distance like half the screen? Why do you gotta measure it in yards? What does a yard even mean in this game? I mean, right? So I'm getting health back, so I don't mind taking a few hits. So it may be an action RPG, but it's still an RPG. Lots of numbers. Lots of synergies based on numbers, things like that. Of course, you can do that in an action game, too. But at some point, this game feels like an action game, but the flow of the combat is action, but all the numbers are arguably a tiny bit... they're almost as important. I mean, you could play this game like... Gauntlet is not an RPG. It's a straight-up, arcade action game. This game isn't as much about dodging and bobbing and weaving, but thankfully the skill set that you grab, all the gear matters a little bit. The system of buffs and debuffs kind of matters, and all that's kind of... It makes it more RPG-like, I guess. But at some point, the role you're playing is based on mechanics, not so much based on, personality or anything like that. Like, I guess if you wanted to make this game more of an RPG, I guess you could add more, role-playing bits. Like, maybe the skills you use determine, how your character levels up. Like having different, builds, I guess. I don't know. Richard Queen. First handmaiden of the Queen. Yeah, she vomits up companions. Got a masterful short bow of flame. Let's see what this does. You gotta have your modifiers in your gear in these games. Does more damage. It's objectively better. Yoink. So that means this one is junk, marked with R3. How much space do I have? I have 60 inventory spaces left, so I'm good. Mostly. I have to sell that armor, probably. Do I ever need to block in this game, really? I mean, you're not blocking, you're just kind of absorbing damage, really. A club, that's probably trash. I guess at some point I'm going to start marking stuff as... I'm going to stop marking junk and start, like, crafting it. Like, I'm supposed to be able to recraft some of this junk, right? It's a weapon rack, and they gave me one weapon, and it was garbage. I mean, come on, people. Okay, let's go up and around. This might be a boss. That's a fast travel point. Hold on. That's the reason I'm playing this game, is for fast travel points. There you go. See, that's how you do that. So that's that. Now I can end the video. That's the reason I'm here, was to get this fast travel point unlocked. Okay, so let's finish exploring the area and we can end the video. I think it's safe to say we've unlocked everything in this area, right? Yeah, unlocked all that. But that's New Tristan, though, down there, so that's what that's about. And there's a building I can go into here. Okay. So we're good there. So let's finish unfogging this map. Star Ocean 3, I remember on the PS2 had a thing like this, where if you unfog the entire map, you got some kind of bonus, I think. It's like a sort of an OCD thing. But here, there tends to be loot in dark corners of the map, so sometimes it's worth it. Most of the time, I'd say. Compare. So I gain less life per second. That's what the three red down arrows means. But I get more dexterity. So I get less intelligence. But I don't even know if I need intelligence. Let me look at what intelligence is for. Dexterity sounds useful. We'll see if it matters. That's right. It means my attack ability goes up because I'm a witch hunter, or excuse me, I'm a demon hunter, and I have arrows. And apparently, dexterity determines how strong my arrows are, right? I'm still getting some health back constantly, so that's probably not so bad. What does the list mean? Square. Okay, that's what the list means. You're not comparing anymore. You're just going to the list. Let's see. Left on the D-pad. Square for character details. Dexterity means, yes, it's my primary attribute. Not strength, but dexterity. Increases all damage for demon hunters and monks. Increases armor by 29. Okay. So yeah, reduces all damage from enemies of the same level as you, whatever that means. But it's a base level. DPS. Yeah. So I'm doing 20 damage per second. More obviously if I do my machine gun here. I think it's falling apart, dude. It's part of the mise-en-scene, you understand. Let's go down here and see what we get before we end the video. Another dank seller of memes. Here we go. Slow him down. Lay down the machine gun fire. There we go. You can rotate the left stick left or right a little bit to aim a little bit better. The control's really tight here. I dig it. Lay down some caltrops so that they don't get close to me. Or they don't get too close to me. Yeah, so I think we're good. Still scoreless at halftime, dudes. Skins Niners. I'll take that health potion. So it's an automatic health refill. Which reminds me, how many health potions do I have? Right. No, left on the D-pad. I think it might be somewhere else. Yeah, here. Cosmetics. Yay. Where are the potions? I have at least one, right? Yeah, the potions, I don't remember where the potions are anymore. Okay, well, I guess when I get one, you'll know. Because you press L1 to use them, I just don't know how many I have. That's so wild about these menus anymore. Okay, we're good. Wooden book stand. Oh, look at that. Adventuring bracers of the bear. No eyes of the hawk or ears of the wolf. So I guess I'm 1/4 of the way to being Brave Star. Extra experience per kill. That's what it's all about. And I get to see him. See? So now it shows me the numbers. I thought I was always gaining health. That's right, I took some damage. That's why. I finally took some damage in that fight. But I thought I healed myself with that potion. Maybe I just stored it. I didn't. Maybe I'm just hoarding it.
Griswold, bless his dear heart, risked every.
Just a second, lady. Okay, so we're done. So let's fast travel back to what you call it and end this video. Maybe sell some junk.
He is troubled and moody now, I am certain it will pass, and he will once again be the sweet wort we all love.
Moody like Morrissey. Can I hit this guy from over here? Yeah, I see that zombie, but I can't hit him from here. Yeah, they're gating the content, literally. Oh well. So we started off with a really, really bad JFK reference, but I think we're doing okay. But I was trying to find a way to explain how those arrows actually pierce the body twice with dramatic U-turns. Hey, Jennifer Hale.
For a long time, Uncle Deckard avoided coming back to this place.
That's great. Thanks, Jennifer Hale.
Thank you for your help. But could you talk some sense
You know,
into Leah?
there's like
She won't give up on the
there's
idea of
a
rescuing her uncle.
option in Saints Row
should she.
4 that lets
I
you
will
choose
help her
Nolan
find
North
him.
as your voice.
I have more
There needs to be a
control
FemShep Jennifer Hale voice option for games like these. Or for all games, basically. It should be like, if you have a female character, you should be able to choose between default voice 1, default voice 2, and Jennifer Hale. Highly recommended for every video game ever. There should be a Jennifer Hale voice pack for every video game, as far as I'm concerned. And maybe a Tara Strong voice pack. Maybe a Christina V voice pack would be fun. I mean, I'm not saying I would buy it. I'm just saying, that should be there as an option. If you're gonna do DLC, let people pay for Jennifer Hale, so Jennifer Hale gets a little bit of a kickback every time someone buys that thing. That'd be cool.
No one lived in these parts for a long time.
And it is as the shepherd watches over his flock, so
Maybe I need
shall
to stop
care
encouraging
for those who
DLC.
seek to protect us.
I'm trying to buy stuff. Actually, I'm trying to sell stuff. So eventually I'll be able to dump all this stuff into a craftable forge or something. Okay, sell all junk, R3. How much money do I have? 6235. I got 100 gold for selling all that junk. And where did these come from? I forgot to actually equip these. Give me a second. Left on the trackpad. Got the shoes. Increases my movement speed and my intelligence. It seems to be more useful than gold pickup increased by 2 yard. Yes, it's junk. Why would there be a buff for increasing the gold health pickup? Like the stuff like gets stuck behind walls or something? It's such many weird metrics and so many weird... I don't even know anymore. Like, I understand why some get, like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. They got, like, something where loot is automatically grabbed from, 50 feet away or something. It's great. But why would you have a yard, like a loot pickup metric based on yardage? Which is like, is my character, 2 yards tall? I mean, what does yard even mean in this game? I mean, right? It seems weird to have a metric or something like that. Just another button press, and the score is still 0-0. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fast travel back somewhere else. Yeah, someone else has a quest for me. Yeah, there it is, right here. So we'll set up a cliffhanger for the next video.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
Well, she's gonna help me then. Okay, so join us later when Jennifer Hale joins us in our fight to defeat the devil in Diablo 3. Eternal Collection on the PS4.